Today, I'm going to show you top 10 worst movies of all time. Number 10, Dark Crimes, 2016. Jim Carrey is in a league of his own as a comedic virtuoso, and he's been entirely brilliant in dramatic efforts like The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
You think?
One of the brightest stars of his generation disappears into the woodwork in a thrill-less crime thriller that's as rote and unimaginative as the title. Gloomy in a wan and forgettable way, Dark Crime sees Carey play opposite Charlotte Gainsbourg in a procedural about a detective trailing an author. Critics hated it. Number 9, Jaws: The Revenge, 1987.
Help me!
Steven Spielberg's 1975 masterpiece was the original blockbuster, and as fine a suspense film as has ever been. The immediate sequel was unnecessary, occasionally exciting, definitely not entirely awful. Jaws 3D is hilarious. The fourth entry alternates between hilarious, fleetingly, and it's mostly unwatchable. Number 8, The Last Days of American Crime, 2020. Interminably long comic book adaptation briefly trended on Netflix, and that's exactly where the accomplishments end. Taken 2 and Taken 3 director Olivier Megaton's nearly 3-hour stab at Scarface is abrasive and even kind of pathetic.
Canada.
Good actors like Michael Pitt and Edgar Ramirez are given nothing more to do than pose and shout dialogue. Critics unanimously agreed that crime was a crime against cinema. Its desperate desire to be edgy is laughable. For The Last Days of American Crime, edgy just equals a lot of screaming and self-conscious camera work. Number 7, Gold Diggers, 2003.
Guys with a dream,
You are a gift to all women. The things I'm gonna do to you.
but no clue how to reach it.
Two broke losers enter a web of crime and scheming with rich old women who have nefarious plans of their own. Sounds like a decent enough premise for a vulgar, unassuming, lowbrow good time, right?
I'm a loser. So too old.
Well, here's the problem, or at least arguably the biggest among a myriad of problems. Gold Diggers is PG-13. It's arguably the limpest enterprise under the National Lampoon banner, which is quite a feat. Number 6, Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2, 2004. Oof. The worst movie of one of the best years for cinema ever. 1999's Baby Geniuses was a critically panned exercise in misery.
Control the world. He even captured children trying to escape through the Berlin Wall and sent them to his secret camps all over East Germany.
The 2004 sequel, now it's probably worth mentioning 2004 was also an uncommonly strong year for great films overall, is considerably worse. Number 5, Pinocchio, 2002.
Dai retta a me, bevila.
A me l'amaro non mi piace, non mi garbo punto.
Bevila e quando l'avrai bevuta ti darò.
A far, far cry from the 1940 Disney masterpiece, arguably the best animated movie ever, Roberto Benigni's follow-up to Oscar-winning, if divisive, Life is Beautiful, comes off as a vanity project that should have been nipped in the bud.
Sono fatto male a un gomito e allora lo stesso dottore mi ha detto: povero Pinocchio. Lo so, purtroppo.
The hero's journey of a young wooden puppet boy earning his stripes is incredibly touching when it's told right. Here, with a grown man, it's off-putting in the extreme. Repellent, even. Number 4, Gotti, 2018.
Not a cavity in sight, Mr. Gotti. We'll see you next time.
It's really important to note that John Travolta has, in better films, given some of the best loved performances in film history. It's not fair to pin this all on him. Ridiculous crime biopic Gotti is like the Godfather from a multiverse where every good filmmaking decision is replaced with a disastrous one. A side note here, released 1 year later, Fred Durst's The Fanatic was trashed by critics similarly, perhaps a dogpile inspired by resentment at admittedly terrible Gotti. Flawed but never less than entertaining and occasionally inspired, The Fanatic is definitely a superior film to Gotti. It's oddly worth watching. Number 3, 1,000 Words, 2012.
What do you say we make a deal? Jack, hello, you want to get started or no?
Eddie Murphy is one of the past century's most astonishing and revered comedic geniuses. 1,000 Words makes the fatal mistake of taking away his greatest asset as a performer, his voice. It's like hiring Channing Tatum for a dance movie where he sits in a chair for most of the runtime.
Sorry. I just need to borrow this for a minute. I'll explain later. I need to borrow this. It's for...
A queasily family-friendly, magic realism-heavy fable in the vein of, or really ripped off of, Liar Liar. 1,000 Words is arguably Murphy's worst film ever because it completely disregards the edge and verve that's always made him great. Number 2, One Missed Call, 2008. According to the Tomato Meter, this is the worst horror movie of all time. And yeah, it sucks. The runaway success of Gore Verbinski's The Ring led to a glut of uninspired J-horror remakes in the aughts. This is arguably the worst. Unlike other movies on this list and countless bad horror movies, it isn't even fun bad. It's just monotonous. You could put this on your bedroom TV just to help you sleep. Based on 2003's Chuck Shinari, One Missed Call is $20 million studio horror movie? Jeez, where did the money go? About a killer cell phone. It wants to be The Ring meets Final Destination, and it ultimately makes the admittedly flawed Final Destination movies look like top-tier Hitchcock. Number 1, Ballistic, X vs. Sever, 2002. According to critics via Rotten Tomatoes, this embarrassingly incompetent cyber espionage dumpster fire is the single worst movie ever made. World-class performers Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu are trapped in a box office disaster that's technically an action movie, but plays out like it's intentionally designed to lull us to sleep. Thank you for watching, and please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable post alerts to view more of our future videos. After saying that, keep watching our videos, and I'll speak with you in the next one.